right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and highest honors to Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rabbah Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father in Paleo Ancient Hebrew, and Yahweh Shai being the name of the one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, Paleo Ancient Hebrew. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone that rule well. Salutations to you, brothers that preach, teach, and prophesy His word, truth and sincerity, who put our lives on the line in these last days to bring you this raw and this uncut truth. It's my brother Ariaga from the Grand Rapids, Michigan camp here with another nifty lesson for you brothers and sisters that may see this. Peace be unto you. Shalom. All right, so let's get off into it. So I'm in the kitchen right now. Please excuse me. I'm here making a little spinach dip. Dippity-doo, dippity-dog. And here getting it in. So you hear some pots clanging and, things of that nature. Please excuse me. All right. But nonetheless, let's get to it. The devastating effects of the American values and what they've had on the so-called Negroes, Latino, and Native women, specifically so-called Black women. These American values and liberations have basically set you against us. Not only from the conception of this place, but to this very day are we separated, and it has had generational effects on our children, on our people, not just mentally and developmentally wise, physically and what have you, but financially. Financially, we are in the situation for that very reason. Why were we richer and doing better than the average white family back in the early 1900s? Why? Because we were married. We had higher marriage rates. Okay, we had a better income, and we were raising more responsible children. See, we didn't have all of this goofy, confused gangsters and charlatans running around. We didn't have that. We actually, for the vast majority of the part, had a controlled environment that was beneficial to us as a nation. What happened? The separation came not just in slavery itself, when they were pitted against us, when they put the woman above the man, but primarily in the 70s with the separation of the households and the adding on of the financial aid, listen to me, for the woman to be able to get the state benefits, welfare, food stamps, what have you. That was also a large portion of it, just getting the father out of the household. And then what did that lead to? Well, to this day, unfortunately, our women seem to think, they have the air that they are above our men, that they're better than us. And no other woman, and you have a few women that say, not me, I don't think look, let's just say you are the exception. I'm talking about the vast majority. Henceforth, why they are alone and they don't have anyone, because they feel like they can act a certain way and we're supposed to accept it just because. And I'm here to tell you that the majority of our men, 20 to 35, are single for a reason, or we're dealing with other nation women for a reason, because you feel like we have to put up with certain abnormalities in behavior, and that gives you the right to act that way. But most other women, right, because I'm not saying all of them, because all these other women, hey, the wickedness of a woman is not held to a race. But here in America, when they're freely able to go about and do what feels right to them, and just because something feels right doesn't make it right. Logically, that is not so. So as they go about and they do the things that they want to, and they prioritize their happiness over duty which happiness is a fleeting feeling, which I will play a video on that as well. We are in this broken condition. And the reason we are in this broken condition, especially wealth-wise, is because of a government psyop. We've been that way since. This is something that Esau wanted to see happen because they are intimidated with what the so-called black man, or the tribe of Judah especially, which is the head tribe, is able to do when they unify, especially with the rest of the tribes. You see what I'm saying? And by sowing those seeds of discord, this is what we have. Fast forward to the current situations that we're dealing with. And you can see that with the whole Kamala Harris and Donald Trump and the women blaming our men for that, and then turn around that, you know, it didn't have nothing to do because most of the men did vote for Kamala Harris. I mean, it wasn't no apologies. I heard a few, a seldom few, so-called black women apologize for that. But the vast majority was just like, oh, well, shit. Or they still believing otherwise, you know? Regardless of the matter, we have this detrimental situation. And I just watched this video earlier of this brother in China. He's been there for about 10 years talking about the experience, you know, of these different black women who go to China, Italy, these different places, and they're treated, they're looked down upon. Why is that? Maybe it's because the way you treat your men, like as a vast majority, right? Even though you have a lot of women, especially in America, that, you know, are on this feminist mind state, and that's all around the world, because that goes with democracy, but it's nothing compared to America, and it's nothing compared to our women, since they have been liberated in their mind. It has been the very essence that has torn us down. And then we get ridiculed when we go deal with another nation. Oh, you wrong for that. Y'all don't. Look, man, let me tell you something. Here's the proof. Here's one of the infallible proofs. And what I want to do is outline these issues and address them according to the scriptures, because all throughout the scriptures, I'll tell you something. It tells you why a man is supposed to be over his woman, period. That's 100%, 0%. 100% man, because if you work for these Edomites, the so-called white man, that's 100% zero, and you willing to do whatever he tell you to do, and yes sir, and no sir, and all of this shit. But then when it comes to having that same respect for your husband that treats you and in a good manner, that loves you and that would give his life for you, it seems to be that ongoing trend that they don't have that same respect for us. All right. So let's go ahead and let's get to it. Let's check this out. Wait, hold on.
So talk I give about the 5 biggest challenges black people have for the next 100 years. The number one challenge is the existential crisis of the black family. The existential crisis of the black family. Marriage in our culture is down to 34%. When we were growing up, it was 85%, is now down to 34%. 71% of our sisters are not married, 29% will never get married, 63% of our brothers are not married, 30% of them will never get married. There is no culture.
Hold on, I want you to listen to those. I want you to listen to those stats one more time.
85% is now down to 34%.
85% to 34%. Right? It's here in America. Okay, let's keep going.
71% of our sisters are not married, 29% will never get married, 63%.
71% of the women, so-called black women, are not married. How many won't get married?
71% of our sisters are not married, 29% will never get married.
29% will never get married.
63% of our brothers are not married.
63% of the brothers aren't married. So 71% of the women ain't married. 63% of the men aren't married. Right? Because there's two things you got to understand. A woman controls access to sex, but a man controls access to marriage. Remember that. Because if that man doesn't propose to you in this society or decide he wants to take you on, you will not get married. Okay? So who's why is this? 63% of the men as to 71% of the women. Who's the issue? What's the issue? Well, what? You mean to tell me that there's a percentage of men that are still married? If they not marrying those black women, that means other nations have taken a fancy to those men. But apparently, the other nations haven't taken a fancy onto our women. That's why they're still largely unmarried, right? Either way, those figures are still large. It's more than half. Continue.
30% of them will never get married. There is no culture in the history of humankind that has risen to maximize their full human potential without family at the center of their culture. This only exists. This is an interesting but negative statistic. This phenomenon of the existential crisis of our family only exists among African American. It does not exist on the continent or anywhere else in the diaspora. So there must be something in water. We must fix this. It's a lot easier said than done because it is impacting our wealth. Quick statistics. For 350 years, household median income was dominated by white people. They were number one in this country. They're no longer a number one. They're number three. There's a reason for that. So who has the highest household median wealth in America? It's East Indians. $104,000 a year. What's the marriage rate in the East Indian culture? 94%. Who's number two? Chinese Asians. Household median income $110,000 a year. Marriage rate close to 70%. Number three are white people. Household median income $88,000 a year. What's the marriage rate? Almost 50%. Down to.
See, now I wanted to point something out. Excuse me again. That goes to show that is an American value. See, other countries, other nations, people understand the value of marriage. That's why they came over here and surpassed Edomites, the so-called white man. They came over here and surpassed their numbers in their household wealth in their supposed own stolen country. Right? Make that make sense. Because of the values of this country, the freedoms that it offers, which are not freedoms at all. They just really traps.
Significantly. Number four are Hispanics. Household median income $61,000 a year. Marriage rate close to 70%. We are at the bottom. Household median income $55,000 a year. Marriage rate 34%, and projected based on.
God damn. Even the Latin women know, hey, marriage is a big thing. We got to stay married. We got to have a family to make this work. 70%. Then it goes to the black households. 30 some percent. These curses, man. Deuteronomy 28.
Facts and statistics that if we do not fix this, because white folks ain't fixing this, our marriage rate will be in the low teens in the next 20 years. We must, this is an enormous challenge. That's a whole talk by itself on how do we fix it. It can be fixed, but we have to, first of all, understand that this is a problem. No one's talking about this problem. This is a huge problem. It's the number one problem in our culture. So we must fix it. There's a talk I give on the 5 biggest challenges black people.
So that city girl lifestyle, that I don't need a man mind state. You don't hear other women saying that. Like you hear some white women saying that, but they still know the value of marriage, even though women in this country are quick to, get married to a man and then break away from him once they have children, and then they get a significant amount of his wealth, his properties, and what have you. It's still understood by those means that getting married is a necessary value, and having a father and a mother in the household are necessary traits to succeed in this society. That is still understood by these other nations, even the Edomite nation. So feminism hasn't gotten them all the way gone because they still carry that value and understand that much. But 30%, oh my God, bro. Even the Latinos, the northern tribes understand that value. And I'm going to just lump the natives in there with that. Even they understand the values of having a full household. Now, let's get into these ideals, okay? I'll show you some more real quick. Hold up. Genesis 3:16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception, right? That's why they have pain when they give birth compared to animals. They don't have it. They don't feel pain when they give birth. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. This is what the scriptures say. This is what it was meant to be. It wasn't meant to be a hot girl summer, be 45 and unmarried. What do they call them in China? China, when these women are unmarried by 35, by in their 30s, they call them the other woman, the unwanted woman. Even if they look good as hell, only thing in their culture they good for is just to have sex with, get popped on. Because after a while, a woman that is set in her 30s, 40s, you really can't, like they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. They pretty much set in their values and ways. That's why, they talk about, oh, we don't want older men to get with younger women because they're just going to groom them. Of fucking course they're supposed to. I gotta say it like that. Because when you get a wife, a young wife, especially if she's a virgin, right? And you're supposed to groom her. All right, so this is what I expect out of you, especially if it's a well to do man. He's like, hey, hey, you stay home, take care of the children. I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna toil at work. You know what I'm saying? Cook, clean, do all of these things. Now, women jumped up and they say, oh, we're willing to do that now that they talking about, bringing out the draft and shit. Look, you can't pick and choose when you want to be a woman and turn on your femininity on and off like a switch. That doesn't work like that. All right, let's keep going. All right, check this out, Cooley from No Fugazi. Which he got busted out too. But the information here is powerful. Check it out.
Would you sacrifice your family for your happiness, or would you sacrifice your happiness for your family?
If I'm not happy, no.
What about you?
I would definitely go for my happiness, because what is life about if we're not trying to be happy?
And what about you?
I've actually been there and done that, and I did choose my happiness, and I'm happy I did.
With all of your answers, this is the reason why women initiate 70 to 80% of the divorces, because you prioritize your happiness over your family. Marriage, to be honest, isn't about happiness. Marriage is about purpose and duty. Happiness is fleeting. It's up and down, meaning that you're happy at one moment and then you're not happy another moment. Men, we can be unhappy. We act despite how we feel. There's guys that suffer in sexless relationships, sexless marriages, and still stay with that woman.
You have one life to live. Why would you sit there and be miserable for the rest of your life?
Men, we don't think the world revolves around us. Like, men really love a girl. You just love that man based off how you feel. I think the only thing you do love is your feelings. Men, we don't prioritize the way we feel. We prioritize what's real, and that's family, that's the woman, that's the children. So we'll sacrifice our happiness for a relationship without a problem.
Facts. And look at the looks on their faces. When he's telling them this, talking about men being in sexless marriages and in relationships, look at the look on their face. Like, what? You mean there's men out there that don't have sex in their relationships and they stay? What? Are you serious? Yes. Because it's about duty. Okay? It's about responsibility. We prioritize those things because, look, men are logical. Women are governed by their feelings. That's the way the Lord programmed us. Henceforth, you need a leader. The only one that can protect a woman from a man is another man, period. I don't care how you look at it, how you cut it. Oh, no, I could see and all this other shit. I don't care how you cut it, how you spin it. All right, the reality of the matter is that's the only way. Oh, well, a woman can have a gun. Look, let's take all of that off the table. I don't care how many martial arts classes you take. A man want what you got, and he's determined enough, all that shit will go out the window as soon as you get hit. What does Mike Tyson say? Everybody got a plan until they get hit. All of that shit goes out of the window. Please understand this. Okay? Just look at the look on her face. She's amazed. Like, what? Yes, duty. Okay? Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Period. Someone can say, oh, it's mankind. That means everybody's supposed to, right? But it's going to start with the man. Period. Because we are going to guide you in the right way. Whether you were a child and you grow up under the leadership, the guidance of hearing a man tell you these things or teach you the Bible, right? Because that's how it's supposed to be. All right. It's not supposed to be female pastors and all of this because that's not biblical. So you're supposed to grow up listening to a man and then go from your father to your husband. All right. Men rule over these women. Why? Not because we just, back in the day, they just used to abuse them and beat the shit out of them. So y'all taking a small percentage of shit and y'all making it a broad perspective. Who the fuck told you that? A lot of older women that I talk to that had husbands that passed on, I'm talking about old. They like, hey, man, I love my husband. Matter of fact, after he passed, I didn't even get married to nobody else after that. See all of this shit talking about how they used to get beat up and just abused and treat. That's other women spreading that bullshit. That's not true. Okay? Because back in the day, we had values. And those values were governed by the law, statutes, and commandments because that was the duty of man. And we knew that, hey, if our woman is acting right, doing these things, man, we're going to love her and treat her accordingly, man. I'm not just going to I ain't got shit to do. Let me beat up my wife. Man, all of that is bullshit. Number one bullshit. My man Khabib Nagomedov said, man. All right, number one bullshit. Let's keep going. Now, chick, hey, you can hear him from the horse's mouth. Okay, check this out.
One can hold black women accountable. Black women, unfortunately, we have adopted this mentality that I can do whatever I want to do and can't nobody tell me anything. And this is why we are where we're at. We live in a very selfish, egotistical society now that nobody cares. If you're a black woman and to hold black women accountable, you have to be ready to fight because it's going to come with a lot. I'm always thinking about how young girls are being influenced. So what us grown women are doing is influencing these girls to do these out of control, I don't care attitudes. They have the most disgusting attitudes and you can't even check them because they have their moms who say I could do whatever I want. So can't no one hold us accountable. Not a black man. Your white boss probably. That's probably the only one who can tell us what to do because he pay us. A gay man can tell us what to do. There's a black woman or a black man, a straight black man. We don't want to hear it. No one can hold black women accountable. Black women, unfortunately, we have adopted this mentality that I can do whatever I want to do and can't nobody tell me anything. And this is why we are where we're at. We live in a very selfish, egotistical society now that nobody cares. If you're a black woman and to hold black women accountable, you have to be ready to fight because it's going to come with a lot. I'm always thinking about how young girls are being influenced. So what us grown women are doing is influencing these girls to do these out of control, I don't care attitudes. They have the most disgusting attitudes and you can't even check them because they have their moms who say I could do whatever I want. So can't no one hold us accountable. Not a black man. Your white boss probably. That's probably the only one who can tell us what to do because he pay us. A gay man can tell us what to do. There's a black woman or a black man, a straight black man. We don't want to hear it. No one can hold black women accountable.
Hey, she put that perfectly. Perfecto. Okay? Perfect. Perfect. All right? And that's why we call so-called black woman, that's why we like to call her over here Esau's lieutenant. The white man's lieutenant, because once they get a hold of any privileges and that man elevates our women over us, they're in heaven. You can't tell them shit. They like, shit, motherfucker, please. And so even walking down the street, you can see these nuances. You can see they really feel like they better than us. Hey, how you doing today? This nigga talking to me, girl. You don't look, but we go and we say that to a so-called white woman. Hi, how you doing? Getting all this conversation and smiling and shit. But from our own women, we get resistance on something so simple. Deuteronomy 28:37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, a byword among all nations, whether Yahweh shall lead thee. A byword. Calling you like nigger and coon and spick and tomahawks and all of that. All of those are bywords. Even being called black and Mexican and Latinx and native and all of that. All of those are bywords, man. Among all the nations where Yahweh shall lead thee, thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, but they shall go into captivity. Me personally, and that came especially the transatlantic slave trade, or in the Spanish Inquisition, or the Trail of Tears and the campaigns that they did, the conquistadors did here in the Americas, whether it be from South America and Puerto Rico and Cuba and what have you. All right. But nonetheless, just like it says, you shall beget sons and daughters, and thou shalt not enjoy them. See, even with myself, present day, what did the woman do? I lost my family, my children, because of this truth's sake. She'll say, oh, it's verbal abuse and all of this other stuff. Yeah, to women, when you start telling them the truth about this word, oh, that's oppressive, that's wrong, that's this and that's that. All right, that word abuse is used as a way for women to get out of responsibility of being in a relationship, or they're not happy. These are ways for them to get out of these responsibilities and do it all by themselves. Okay. So nonetheless, I am a victim of this situation. Okay? So I love my children. Man, I'm telling you, I love my children, brother. But what happened? Something similar to the pride that's being passed around with these women. What happened? Hey, oh man, got liberated by this society. Okay? So once again, these curses, boy, these curses. Let's keep going. It says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter. Whoo! Let me read that again. Deuteronomy 28:56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not pre-adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness. They were more delicate and tender, and tenderness back in the day, right? According to now, they love to fight. They fight more than men do. Out here fighting in the streets of the club. This is a mess, right? Her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter. And like she was talking about, um, you can't tell the mother nothing. So how the hell are you gonna tell the daughter something? And that's me making my broth with this or my sauce. So please don't mind the sizzling noise. All right, my broth making my base, my sauce for my spinach dip. All right. But nonetheless, that's why, like she was saying, you can't even tell a woman to make the black woman, make her be accountable. You try to step up to her and try to, tell her about being accountable for some shit she done did or messed up on. You got to prepare for a battle, and then you can't tell her nothing. So you definitely can't tell the daughter nothing because she see her mama act and she passes it down. So that goes back to towards her son, and towards evil towards the husband of her bosom, towards her son, and towards her daughter, and towards the young one that cometh out from between her feet, and towards the children which she shall bear. But she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege, and straightness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. And that is, going into the famine, or back in the ancient days when we, in the scriptures, what happened was they were sieging our city, sieging Jerusalem, and it got to the point where they cut off all supply routes, to the point where we weren't getting any food in. So we made pacts with each other to eat our children. So the woman is quick to get, nowadays, quick to fight for the right to get an abortion. You think that they would hesitate to eat their children? Because especially in this society where you heavily they eat meat every single day. Couple days without eating, they'll be like, shit, man, fuck that baby, I'm just being honest with you. That's the reality of the situation. All right, let's keep going. Check this out. Oops.
Who is more easily bored in relationships, men or women?
Women.
If women are more easily bored, why are they more likely to want marriage and commitment?
Status.
If women are strong and independent and don't need no man, why does the pressure of marriage and commitment typically come from women?
They're liars.
One more time.
Bored in relationships, men or women?
Women.
If women are more easily bored, why are they more likely to want marriage and commitment?
Status.
If women are strong and independent and don't need no man, why does the pressure of marriage and commitment typically come from women?
They're liars.
Hey, at least she had the integrity to tell the truth about that. Because most days, most females, they'll just come up with all kind of crazy shit. All right, shout out to my man. I forgot the name of his channel, but he, interviews women and men on the streets and topics like these, very powerful topics. So salute to him. But nonetheless, that's the reality. She just told you straight to your face. Tell you like a man in your face. She just told you straight up. And liars and all these different things. Why? because they have the advantage in this place. And when somebody has the advantage in their mind, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Right. Let's keep going. Got a couple more for you. All right. Now, this older woman right here, she's from the old school, so she knows what's up. And she's about to because she be getting on her daughter, man, because of course her daughter got that city girl spirit, or her granddaughter. I don't know if it's her daughter or her granddaughter, but regardless of the matter, she be getting on her, you know, because the women in the day, back in the day, like I say, for tender and delicateness, you know, they gonna set their foot on the ground. Like, hey, you got women walking around barefooted downtown in the streets, feet all black and shit. I'd be looking like, damn, a man wouldn't even do that. But she's from that era where they were still delicate and tender. All right, and feminine. Let's see what she has to say.
How about you help me find a husband? It ain't the oldest, it ain't the youngest. It's the treatment. It's not the oldest. Yeah. It's not the good looking. Yeah. It's not the one got money. Yeah. It's the one wise. And I spend the money nowadays. Go get it. If you, yes, you can. It's some good men out there. What it is now, it's the women. It ain't the men no more. The women's gonna lead. The women's gonna lead. It ain't the men now. It's the women are gonna lead. You gonna flip the script on us? Yeah. It's the women are gonna. You a woman yourself. I'm a woman myself, but I don't do half the things I see these women do now. They don't care no more. That's the reason the men don't respect them. That's why. Let me tell you something, Amber. You got to give a man respect to get respect. You know what I'm saying? You got to give your husband respect to get respect.
Tell him.
If long as you respect him, ain't too much he gonna do wrong.
Hey man, Granny kept it real. She kept it 100 with her. That's what I'm telling you, man. The women from back in the day, they was put together completely different. Kept it 100, a buck with her. She ain't hesitate to hit her with them facts. I seen a couple of videos with her, and she be talking to her granny and stuff, and she be dropping game. Why don't you help me find a husband? Shit. Girl, the goddamn Sherlock Holmes couldn't help you find a husband because you don't have the values of a real woman. You have the corrupted values of an American woman. Okay? And those corrupted values have put you in a situation where you are just like them women in Asia that men don't want after 30. All right? The other woman, the unwanted woman. You understand? Why? Because he's going to have to take on all that pride, all that mouth, and all this other shit that he didn't sign up to take. And it's not worth it, dude. It's not. That's why men value their peace. Now, all men want is with some vagina. All they want is some box, some ass. No, we want peace. That's the number one thing. And if you can't bring peace, peace is a very valuable thing. Ecclesiasticus 25:13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, which is the mind. The Hebrew word is lob. And any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. That shit'll drive you nuts, man. You hear it is, you supposed to come home and you supposed to be in good condition and shit, and you supposed to be way out of the world and be able to just relax and hey, I'm at home with my family, with my woman, you know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be able to just kick back and unwind and shit. You come home to some crazy shit, arguing and fussing and fighting and shit. Damn. No, man. We value peace. I value peace over a peace. Like, Granny had put on some real shit. You gotta look, I saw a meme on that and it said, it was real. A woman is supposed to respect, a man's job to respect the woman, but it's a woman's job to give a man something to respect. Okay? Let me say that again. It's a man's job to respect the woman, But it's a woman's job to give a man something to respect. Do you understand that? Let's keep going. It says, I have rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than keep house with a wicked woman. This is in Ecclesiasticus 25:16. This is the scripture saying this. So your pastor didn't tell you about this part. He left this part out on purpose because he knew you wasn't going to be able to take it. Okay? He knew y'all was going to start leaving in droves. And it's going to start fucking up the church's money. So he didn't tell you this part. He left this part out on purpose. He left the whole Apocrypha, which is a canonical book of the Bible. He left that out on purpose because he knew it was going to cause controversy in the church, and he wasn't going to be able to keep up them payments, get that bread. The wickedness of a woman changes her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. And then you throw on makeup. Because I'm going to tell you, you can see that, look, what they call it, the resting bitch face. Like looking at like someone like Beyonce's mom, you know she's a bitch. You can see it in her face. You can see the demons in these women's faces, and it make them, all of that arguing and fussing and tripping make them age terribly. Okay? What do you say? Men age like wine, women age like milk. A lot of them, and that's not for all women, but it's for a good amount because a lot of them is always keeping up that extra shit, bitching, tripping, complaining, moaning and groaning, and they got it good. And that's coming from a privileged standpoint, mind you. Not coming from, oh shit, we just broken in poverty and we all fucked up in the desert. No, that's coming from a privileged standpoint. It says, her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. Oh shit, here she come. And another thing, where you been? Oh, blah, blah, blah. Oh my goodness. He just be like, oh my gosh, here we go. That shit is embarrassing, man. But here it is. It's our fault. But even our own women just like the black woman told you. Hey, you can't tell them shit. You can't tell them nothing. You better be ready to fight World War II before you try to tell a so-called black woman about herself. She be in the wrong. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Bam. Good gravy. Let's keep going, man. This is what the word says, mind you. All right.
Well, why do we have to settle for these types of things that you're saying?
Well, first of all, you don't have to settle for anything. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. What also does not have to happen is it don't have to be counter to their nature to make you happy.
And that's okay. So what's the issue?
The issue is men are not the ones complaining about the state of relationships dating as much as women are. Women wanted freedom of choice. Women wanted to be able to have sex with who they wanted to, marry who they want to, love who they want to, work where they want to, not work where they want to, go every place that men could go. You are the most free, most liberated group of women that ever existed on human history, and yet you're the most unhappy. Before you on some sort of site means. Women are both, the marital rate is dropping with modern women. What else do you want men to do? We've civilized the world in general. We don't even have wars. You can do whatever you want to, and you're still not happy with the world that men built, telling us that we're not good enough because we don't move like women. We're not going to.
Well, why do we have to settle for these types of things that you're saying?
Hey man, rest in peace to the brother Kevin Samuels, because he used to cut y'all up. And he used to do it so skillfully and so humbly. Like you couldn't help but, they couldn't look, the look on them women, they couldn't help but sit there and just be like, damn. And listen to our tone, just the attitude. Like, man, one more time.
Well, why do we have to settle for these types of things that you're saying?
Well, first of all, you don't have to settle for anything. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. What also does not have to happen is men don't have to be counter to their nature to make you happy.
And that's okay. So what's the issue?
The issue is that men are not the ones complaining about the state of relationships and dating as much as women are. Women wanted freedom of choice. Women wanted to be able to have sex with who they wanted to, marry who they want to, love who they want to, work where they want to, not work where they want to, Go every place that men could go. You are the most free, most liberated group of women that ever existed on the human history, and yet you're the most unhappy. 1 in 4 out of you on some sort of psych meds. The marital rate is dropping with modern women. What else do you want men to do? We've civilized the world in general. We don't even have wars. You can do whatever you want to, and you're still not happy with the world that men built, telling us that we're not good enough because we don't move like women. We're not going to.
Well, why do we?
Period. Period. Point blank. And you can hear the attitude in her voice. She's still gonna think, oh well, it's something that men's doing because I'm not. I'm the pride. Look, man. These are these American values that are getting you fucked up. Because for you to sit back and think the way you do is a privilege. Women in third world countries know what's up because they know the dangers of stepping outside without a man. And this is going to quickly come back to that. As you can see, things are getting scarier and scarier outside. And it's going to, because this world is turning into a more wicked place under the rulership of Esau Edom. And this new world order is coming in, and in that transition period, let me tell you something. You a woman without a man, you good. You good as dead, because like the scriptures say, a man shall be the hiding place for a woman. All right. And the reality is, right now, a lot of you women that don't have a man, you are in big trouble. Little China, let's go.
Would you sacrifice?
Here's the thing about settling, ladies. You have to realize men have been settling. If you think you are the woman of his dreams, you are sorely mistaken.
That's right.
Again, men will marry the woman that is good enough and she is unproblematic and useful to him. All the other stuff that you think you're exceptional at, somebody else can do. So please believe you are not the one settling here. And over the course of the lifetime, because we naturally slow down as women, because men are built for the long haul, they don't carry the burden. So they're doing that for somebody that is not their first choice.
One more time. Please tell it again, sister.
Here's the thing about settling, ladies. You have to realize men have been settling. If you think you are the woman of his dreams, you are sorely mistaken.
Sorely.
Again, men will marry the woman that is good enough and she is unproblematic and useful to him. All the other stuff that you think you're exceptional at, somebody else can do. So please believe you are not the one settling here. And over the course of the lifetime, because we naturally slow down as women, because men are built for the long haul, they will carry the burden. So they're doing that for somebody that is not their first choice.
Period. So when you talk about settling, men, like I see a lot of dudes, pretty good looking dudes. Not to say I don't see women like that, but handsome dudes, they be posted up with a big one. Big, swole up, sloppy built, but he'll have children with her. Or she might not have looked like that before. Matter of fact, she wasn't built all the way like he liked, but she had a humble spirit, and she was with him at that time. And he'll take her on and marry her. Remember, we control the gateway to marriage, right? And so all of that will take place, and then after she have a couple children, her body will just look out of whack, or she'll just let it go. Like, hey, just let her body go. Hey, I got them. A lot of these women in America, they'll stop working out, stop doing all the things that they were doing before, because they like in their mind, and I've heard them say that, I already got them, so I don't have to keep maintaining myself and doing these things. I got them. I already got them when man I want, and just let themselves go. And that man will stay there. You will stay there. Why? Because y'all have children together. He has a duty to fulfill. And he'll still love that woman. Okay? And on the topic of cheating, hey, let me tell you something. Just like I'm bringing out to you in the scriptures, a man can have more than one woman. So we're going to stop it right there. Okay? I'm a firm believer at that. And guess what? That man's still taking care of his household, making sure they eat and loving his woman. Hey, according to the scriptures, it's all good. The problem play comes in when a lot of these women, what they do is they go out and they find another man or they cheat on a man. That's considered adultery. Or when a man has sex with another man's wife, that's adultery. All of this cheating shit, you can't point that out to me in the Bible. Oh, well, he's cheating. He cheated in this sexless relationship. I stopped giving him a vagina and he just went out and started cheating. That's not biblical, man. Monogamy, all of that is something based upon another culture which isn't ours. And that's the so-called white man's culture. Okay? Let's keep going. Now, this is MC Hammer going off. It's hammer time, boy. See that bill in his hand? My man Hammer had to go ahead and drop the hammer on some of these hoes for talking reckless. All right, check this out.
That's why these black men are right there. And then you wonder why they don't want them. And then they say, they strong black woman. That's a strong black woman. Telling the straight black man, shut up. That's why she will die alone.
Woo! One more time.
That's why these black men are single. Right, these black women are single right there. And then you wonder why we don't want them. And then they say, it's strong black woman. That's a strong black woman. Telling a straight black man to shut up. That's why she will die alone.
Boy, it's hammer time. Boy, MC Hammer went in there and snapped because of that mouth. Look, man, you may be able to talk to certain men like that, these beta males and shit, just talk to them all reckless and shit. Look, man, men is not going to continue. Look, every man ain't going to let you just talk reckless to him. Be disrespectful. That's not going to fly, dog. That is not going to fly at all. That shit ain't got wings on it. It ain't going to fly, dog. Okay? And he had to cut into that ass real quick. Okay? Picking up. Hammer had to drop that hammer. MC Hammer had to drop that hammer on her. Okay? Let's get into it. Proverbs 9:13. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. That's why he had to cut into her. Yeah, our simple ass was talking crazy. Like he said, he stated, they told nobody to take it personal and whatever may have happened in that situation, but she did, and she told him to shut up. Let me tell you something, man. You doing all that crazy talking. See, men don't talk to other men like that randomly for a reason, because there's a high chance that an act of violence can take place and somebody can lose their lives. That's why men don't openly just talk to each other crazy like that. But in America, you will see women going off on men and talking crazy to them and even putting their hands on them. And they think in their minds that men aren't supposed to put their hands back on them. Clamorous, foolish, loud, and silly as hell, stupid. Okay? You got to be dumb to think that, because nobody else in around the world thinks like that. Not women. They know better because they already know what's going to happen. Here in America, you have so much freedom to get abroad and to do the things that seem right to you. You think that there's no consequences behind your actions. That's where the foolish part comes in. So you get clamorous, you get loud. And when a man puts you in your place, you get emotional. You either cry or you get angry. And that's what usually leads to putting the hands on it. And there's a difference between abusing and just putting your hands on a woman and defending yourself. Because I don't care who it is. I was raised, you put your hands on a woman, put her hands on a man, she put herself in a man's situation. All right, because you're emotional and you mad does not give you the freedom and the right to put your hands on a man. And you getting foolish and clamoring, no, right? Now, over in the Middle East, they lock your ass up for that. Okay, some woman getting loud in public, man, they get your ass locked straight up. Okay, they don't play that shit. But here in America, you can get away with that. And you go overseas and you wonder why, you getting punished and shit, man. Proverbs 21:19, it is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and an angry woman, always trying to argue with you and fight. And, man, I come from a long line of recognizing how a lot of our women get a kick out of that shit. They love that shit. Then they talk about having angry sex after that. And they try to work you up and get you emotional. And then they want to have the nerve to have sex with you. Like, this ain't some fucking hood novel or some movie and shit. Oh, we just had this angry makeup sex. No. So angry, I don't even want to be around you. Okay? Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, you careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and the most careless are the most women that are careless are found here in America. Many days and years shall you be troubled, you careless women, for the ventures shall fail and the gathering shall not come. One day all of this system is going to fail, and your chance to live the way that you feel is right is not going to come, man. You're going to find out the hard way when reality strikes. And considering what's happening in 2025, you're going to see a lot of things changing, and you will see that happen here soon, because as this system continues to spiral down the drain, that new world order comes in, man, it's going to be chaos in the streets in that transference period. Because a lot of people that's going to reject that system that's coming, and they're going to unleash their troops. And you're going to be looking scared and sad like a lot of these women were, and lonely when that pandemic hit. They was looking terrified and scared and alone. Yeah, man. And then if somebody take advantage of you, you don't have that defense that's around you. Nobody's going to defend you. Nobody's going to come to your aid because everybody's going to be worried about their own safety. Tremble, you women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless women. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth on your loins. Right? You're going to lament. That's that gird and that sackcloth. You're going to be heavily depressed and sad and scared, man. All right? Because you're going to be troubled when these things pop off. And you are not going to be able to save yourself or protect yourself. It says, they shall lament for the teats and for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Then you're going to recognize, I just want to be a lady again and just be a woman and just no. Like they did, started making them videos, when they started saying, the draft is going to be reinstated, and women are going to be able to get drafted too, which is still up for grabs. You want equal rights, you deserve equal left. All right, so then you want to, I want to just be barefooted and in the kitchen and raising kids. Yeah, when all hell break loose, that's when y'all want to be a lady and be feminine. No, you're going to pay for that, man. All of the shit you didn't talk, all of the hell you didn't raise, when that day come, you're going to pay for it, okay? So the time to get it right is right now. They shall lament, they shall lament. Isaiah 32:12. They shall lament for the, jumping down. Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go back, O thou backsliding daughter? For Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. And in this society, that compass means to go around. In this society, a woman can go around a man. Back in the day, to vote, to do these certain things, you had to have a husband as your representation to do these things for you. Because only the men could vote and all of these things, and it made things a lot easier. The complication came when, they started giving these different rights to women, and now politics is in shambles. It wasn't always the best beforehand, but now they definitely are, okay? I mean, it's just a mess, man, as they call a shit show. All right. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up with these few scriptures left. It says, Ecclesiasticus 25:19, all wickedness is little, but to the wickedness of a woman, let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Yeah, and the portion of a sinner, if it's a sin on the death, is going to be the death. You see a lot of these women in messed up situations, and you just figure like, man, she's so fine, she's so pretty. Well, what the fuck is going on? What happened? Why is she thus, Hey, a portion of a sinner falling upon her. So how much more so when all hell break loose here soon? We're going to see them laid out in the street, getting killed, women getting raped, because the reality of it is when turmoil breaks loose, your only protection is God and a man. And God sends you a man. Do you understand me? And another man's not going to be quick to try another man, his woman. You know what I'm saying? So that's a natural deterrent. All of that strong woman shit go the fuck out the window real quick. So all wickedness is little, but to the wickedness of a woman. Most High is, you ain't playing about that. Okay? But once again, they left that out in church, man. Okay? It says, Ecclesiasticus 25:20, as a climbing up of a sandy way, climbing up a sandy way is the feet of the aged. So is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Once again, we just want peace, man. And then you have this woman talking shit in your ear and trying to get this emotional response out of you so she can hopefully have this hardcore makeup sex with you like they do in the movies. And men don't feel like that in reality. In reality, you like, man, let me get the fuck away from her. I don't even want to be around you. Last thing I want to do is have sex. I'm going to get the hell away from her. Okay? And then they think it's something wrong with us, man. All right? It says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. Right. You just thinking, oh, she got a fat ass. I want to hit it. Never trust a big booty and a smile for a reason. All right. Because all of the things that are hidden behind that is a lot. It's a difficult individual, had a lot of men often, you know what I'm saying? And knows how to manipulate men with her good looks. And that's not what you look for in a woman. You look for a woman that is going to have the qualities that please that man. Can she please me by listening to me and letting me lead, being feminine, taking care of the household when I'm away, raising the children, keeping the household in order and cooking and doing the things that a man desires out of a woman. Not worried about her fucking PhD and she trying to work on her career and all this stupid shit. No. All of that is madness, and that's why this place is in turmoil now. It's Ecclesiastes 25:25, give the woman no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. And that's what you see with these women. They gad abroad, walk around these streets wearing whatever they choose to, and then they wonder why these people treat them like shit, or they come at them like hoes. Because you're not together. You shameless right now. You gadding abroad out here 3 or 4 in the morning, walking from the club drunk. Oh, she got raped and killed, or she got this and that. Women are not supposed to be out there like that. Men either. You try to have your ass at home. But regardless, a man has a better chance of taking care of himself. A woman has a better chance of getting taken advantage of. Okay? It says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Period. Okay? But when you see all of these things and you gotta consider who you laying down with. Don't be so quick to jump in there with them, because we have a responsibility as well. All right, and understanding that through her we all die. Look, man, a woman is more susceptible to a lot of wickedness than a man is, because they are, like the scriptures say, created to be the weaker vessel. So they need leadership, they need guidance. And if you're not a strong man, I'm tired of hearing that it ain't for the weak. It ain't for the weak. Like, look, woman, if you so damn strong and proud and powerful and it ain't for the weak, I don't want to be around you. I want to deal with that shit. Ain't for the weak. I want to get the fuck out of here. Anyways, This is, and a divorce was made for a man to separate from a woman if she committed adultery, or she was really, that's a sin unto death. So like the scripture say right here. Now, who initiates the most divorces nowadays? It's women. 75%. It's women. Okay, women. Ecclesiastes 25:26. If she go not as thou would have her, cut her off from thy flesh, and give her a bill of divorce, and let her go. Period. You let her go. You don't leave. She don't leave with alimony and the children, all of that. No. You cut her off and you let her go. You kick her to the curb. You don't get rewarded because you were not happy anymore. You didn't want to do your duty in this marriage. Okay? And how do I say duty? All right. Look, Ecclesiasticus 36:24. Oh, well, I might as well start up here. Ecclesiastes 36:22. The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better. Right. Hey, you see a beautiful woman, man, that build up your day. It'll make you have a happy day. Pretty smile, feminine, kind, soft voice, you know. It says, if there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men? Happy, man. Pleased, peaceful. All of those traits, kindness, meekness, and comfort in the tongue, that is feminine. That is what a feminine woman is. Those are the qualities that feminine women have, which we lack, especially our women in this society. It says, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. All right. So R. Kelly wasn't wrong. Girl, you remind me of my G. I wanna ride it. Something like my sounds. All right. Girl, you look just like my car. Something like my bank account. All right. Those are possessions that a man has. People and women get offended. I'm not some kind of possession. What you mean? A man will kill another man for trying to take his possession. Okay? Try to take a man's wallet and he got a gun on him, or try to break into his house and he has a firearm. Those are deterrents. Okay? Stop looking at it like, look, this my woman, man. Woman loves me, like, hey, oh, they get to smile and he grip her, hey, grab a bottle, it's my woman, bro. She get to smiling and shit and all of that, you know? Yes, because a man wants to protect his possessions. He don't want to try to protect something that is trying to be over him and dominate him and give him hell. You want to get the fuck away from that, man. Okay? So yes, a wife is a possession, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a great thing. It says, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest, a help. You don't need her to be no leader. I don't need you to try to lead me and show me the way and all of this. No. Okay? Let me lead. Let me handle that. You just do these things that is part of your duty as a wife and a woman. I'm gonna do the part of the duty of a wife as a man and a husband. Okay? Yin and yang, baby. But here you have a woman trying to compass a man, and that shit is just pure chaos. Okay? It says a pillar of rest. Thank you. You're not supposed to kill us hell, tripping and hey, damn, I ain't even got no rest when I go home. I go out from this world, you know, put my life on the line and make sure we have something, you know, two nickels to rub together and come home and have to deal with some shit. Damn. It says where no hedge is, all right, that's boundaries. Man, husband is supposed to set boundaries. You don't do this. Don't have your ass out here in these streets running around these hoes. Don't be walking out this house with your ass and your titties all out. I don't play that. That's going to attract attention. Then you're going to talk about a man, talk crazy to you, put his hands on it. Then I'm going to have to fight the nigga. I might lose my life. He might lose his. I might get locked up. And you just on to the next one. No. There's hedges that are set. Okay? Boundaries. Every good leader knows how to set these rules, these boundaries, these laws. Okay? Oh, that's not fair. I want to wear my titties out. Well, hey, you get the hell out then. You can go back to these streets and you can wear your breasts and your ass all you want to. And then watch what's going to happen to you. Okay? We setting these hedges because we in a leadership position. I'm not trying to oppress you. We know what's going to happen because you don't understand how men think. You think you do. And then you get shocked and find out the hard way that that's not it. It says, where no hedge is, the possession is spoiled. The woman is the possession. We don't set these boundaries, these women get spoiled. Then they end up fucked up like this. Then they initiate that divorce and they get back to the streets and they think another man is going to treat them like the last, and it only gets less and less each time. And then, like he said, and that's why she's going to die alone. MC Hammer saying that's why she'll die alone. A lot of these women are going to die alone. Why these men are going to go deal with other nations' women who want them, and they're going to prosper. It says, and he that hath no wife will wander up and down mourning. That's why these niggas be ready to get off and chop off each other's heads and bust heads and act a fool because they don't have a wife. You got these women that have these choices and they often make the wrong choice with men, and they all fucking the same Chad or Tyrone. And these men that are real men, they getting looked down upon because they call them nice guys, man. Because these men actually want to. I'm looking at these videos. These women say they don't like nice guys. I was going to use that video too. You know what I'm saying? But the point in being, shit, they out here just looking at. I don't like it when my guy treats me nice. He's like treating me good at night. Shit is crazy. It's nuts, man. They get bored at that. Man. And he that have no, it says, last verse, who will trust a thief well appointed and skippeth from city? Oh, well, the point is in 25, all right? But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end it off. It's been long enough. All right, I pray that the point has been thoroughly manifest. Hey, she don't want to listen, just cut her off, give her the bill of divorce, and you stick to the Lord and do the duty of man. Remember that. Is to serve the Lord in these laws, statutes, and commandments, and you know, suffer in his place, which is being patient, seek the Lord, you know, and endure until the end, bro, to be saved. You don't have to have a wife. We desire them, but we'll have them on the other side. You can get them when all hell is breaking loose. And because a woman, they usually don't want to listen and hear stuff in this society unless they scared and they afraid. And they so well protected, they begun to get proud, and that hedge is spoiled, and you can't tell them nothing. But when reality kick in, gonna change your mind real quick, okay? So with that, I pray you will edify. And like MC Hammer said, that's why she will die alone. Don't let that be you, ladies. Get your mind right. I have to do a lesson on what a real woman is, according to the scriptures, next time. And with that, I pray you will edify. To the next time.